Morning, everyone. It is a wet morning, but I'm still dry. The rain has stopped for now. The forecast says it could continue for the next hour. Let's hope it doesn't. I'm excited for today. I'm very close to the end of Massachusetts. It's going to be a 24.3 mile day and only 2 climbs. I say only, but they're going to be big climbs. So right now in the town of Dalton, I'm at about 1,200 feet of elevation. Going to climb up to about 2,200 feet of elevation here very soon. So climb 1,000 feet, walk that ridge for a bit. We'll climb back down, and then we're going to climb Mount Graylock, which is the tallest peak in Massachusetts, and our first 3,000 footer in a long time. So looking forward to it. Hopefully the rain doesn't obscure any of those great views from Mount Graylock, but we shall see. On my way to North Adams today. There's no rain expected later this morning or in the afternoon. However, there is a full day of rain forecasted for tomorrow. So at a minimum, I will be taking a 0 in North Adams and evaluating the rest of the remaining forecast after that, because the day after my 0 North Adams, it's supposed to be a good hiking day. And then after that, it's expected to have 3 consecutive days of rain. And it's not that I don't like getting wet. I actually enjoy hiking in the rain. But these rocks and mud present some precarious situations. And so if it's hazardous, because of the slick rocks, it could force me into some unscheduled 0s. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy this day. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Well, the rain didn't hold off, but the good news is it all appears to be over. We're about 6 miles in to the day, and it rained for about a good hour and a half. Not a hard rain, but hard enough to make me wet and everything on the trail. But the good news is, as for right now, the footing still seems to be good. Haven't had a ton of rocks. The rocks that we've had either have good footholds or where they're like smooth and slippery or slick, they're small enough to bypass a bit. So so far we're still making good progress. We're at the top of the 2,000 foot climb that I had mentioned earlier, and kind of walking along a ridge. And here soon we're gonna start our descent back down into the valley. We will pass through the town of Cheshire, which is another trail town. The trail goes right through it for a small bit. If there's food in close proximity, I may stop and grab a bite, but I don't intend to linger today because I do have 24 miles total to do. And so 18 miles left, but like I mentioned, it's still dry enough, I guess, on the trail that I'm still able to move fairly quickly. So we'll see. Other than that, it's a good day. These are first views of the day. We are on our descent into Cheshire, which is below in the valley. And there, hidden above the cloud, is Mount Greylock, where we're headed today. We're going to climb that ridge, go up and over. Gorgeous day. Everyone, we are in Cheshire, Massachusetts. We'll walk through town for just a little bit. And we're gonna head up Mount Greylock. So Cheshire is a nice little town. We're not going to be stopping. We did pass an ice cream parlor, but it was closed. Still early. It's about 9:45 a.m. And so we're going to keep on pushing on. We now begin our climb out of Cheshire and up the ridge to Mount Greylock. We're at a little plateau which forms a pasture. But there's a nice view, and if we look real close through that saddle, you can see the summit of Mount Greylock, marked by its observation platform at the top. The observation tower was built as a monument in the 1930s. I wonder if it's the monument peak that gives it its ultimate height to make it the tallest. Not sure. That's where we're headed. Well, everybody, after about 6 miles of climbing, we are on top of the ridge, headed towards the final climb of Mount Greylock to the summit. Got about 2 miles remaining for that. The climb up the ridge is nothing that anyone should be too concerned about, at least if they've hiked this far on the AT. The climb is not bad. There's some roots and rocks, but the grade, I would say for about 95% of it, is pretty nice. The remaining 5%, there are some steep spots, but it's not boulder climbs at all or anything like that. So I would call it a really pleasant climb comparatively to like other long climbs that we've had to do in the Smokies and Shenandoahs and things like that. So not bad at all. So close. 1 mile. Wow. That's nice. The last about quarter mile of the summit climb is rocky, but it's not steep and it's really easy to go over. It's kind of like walking up steps. One of my favorite quotes by Henry David Thoreau: "It were as well to be educated in the shadow of a mountain as in more classical shade. Some will remember, no doubt, not only that they went to college, but they went to the mountain." They're powerful words. I think we found our quote of the day. I give you the summit of Mount Greylock. There's a lodge up here, but I believe the lodge is shut down. So this was built in the 1930s as a World War I memorial for Massachusetts war dead. We're gonna go up and see what kind of view we can find. It is beautiful. We are looking into Vermont. our last full day in Massachusetts. Vermont, here we come. That was a really neat memorial. Very classy, very well done. Fitting tribute to those who gave the ultimate sacrifice in World War I from the state of Massachusetts. So it wasn't a bad climb up Mount Graylock, either the ridge on the way there or the summit. There were a lot of good switchbacks, which really does help. And really everything that I've climbed up to this point has prepared me for really most of everything that I've seen. I really had a pleasant hike. All that's left is 7 miles downhill, the opposite side of the ridge, down to North Adams, where I'll be staying tonight and zeroing tomorrow. Everybody, this is possibly our last view from Massachusetts. We're on Mount Prospect. It's a smaller mountain on the ridge below Mount Graylock. So, as we start to close out our last full day in Massachusetts, I just want to reflect on what it is that I really loved about Massachusetts, and I think a lot of it has to do with just how much I missed Virginia. And what I mean by that is Virginia had these awesome views from higher elevations, relatively good trail everywhere, and I started to see those same characteristics in Massachusetts almost immediately. First, the elevation. With the increased elevation are increased opportunities for views. The trail is, for the most part, really enjoyable. There's a variety of terrain, not a ton of boulders. There's rocks and roots, sure, but you have those in every state. The views were terrific. The weather was really good. If I were to say there were anything negative about it, it would be the bugs, because the bugs are definitely out, the gnats and the mosquitoes. But with my treated clothing and, the insect repellent spray, it's been manageable. And so Massachusetts has been a treat. I've really enjoyed it. Well, everyone, we have finished our descent and we are approaching Route 2. Not sure if this is North Adams or Williamstown that we are in, but North Adams is east of the AT and Williamstown is west of the AT. So as we approach this stoplight, this is Route 2. The AT continues straight ahead to the north. It's kind of a shame that we're stopping our day here, because we're about 2.3 miles away from Vermont and the 1,600 mile mark. But this is where I'm stopping for the day.